We've rung the division bell. The division bell has rung. I thought we would convene and then ring the division bell. So let's give the time to the government. They want to speak about the Palace Museum. They just have a few sentences. Chairman, there was a question about the breakdown. Let me talk about the footbridge. The ratios, because of beautification, would the footbridge be more expensive? Would it be out of proportion? And my CEDD colleagues gave me some ratios. We're still trying to finalize the actual figures. Now, if the whole footbridge is divided into three parts, the first part is the span itself and the cover, and the second part is the foundation, the piling, pillars, and the third part are facilities, a staircase, an elevator shaft, EMSD, ancillary features. So if we divide it into three parts, and we had made a simple comparison with other government bridges, regarding the span of the bridge, this cost, it makes up some 40%, 40+%. Other government bridges, they range between 40% and 47%, so it's similar. Regarding the foundation, this is more expensive. It makes up 40%. Other government bridges would only cost 30% or 40% of the total cost.
As for the ancillary facilities, staircases, plant rooms, E&M, etc., this bridge takes up 10 to 20%. Sorry, our bridge takes up over 10%, but for other government bridges, this is 10 to 20%. So the breakdown given to me by my colleagues is that the span is taking up 40% and other bridges 40 to 47%. Therefore, our percentage is not particularly high. It is not because of the special design of the bridge so that the price is high. It is just that this is an expensive bridge. This is what I'd like to supplement. Chairman, can I ask questions now? Yes, please. I'd like to ask, this is going to be a semi-enclosed bridge. Is it going to have air conditioning? What does it mean, semi-enclosed? There will be no air conditioning. It would rely on natural ventilation. It is the same as other government bridges. Is it that these roofs can close? Can they be closed? I don't think so. We can explain. Can we have the mic on for Ms. Pang? The glass roofs near the top, that is up to 1/3, they are closed. But for the rest, the width between the roofs can be adjusted. It can be from 80 mm to 200 mm. And when it further lowers, or it's lower down, it will be more or less vertical to keep out the rain. Okay, the time is up. I'd like to ask whether members support these two projects and taking them to the PWSC. Those in favor? Those who support that these two papers can go to PWSC, the two projects together. Okay, those in favor? Those who object? The clerk is reading out names. Those who abstain? So the subcommittee does not support the 2 items going to PWSC. The Bureau should submit more information. I think we are concerned about the breakdown for the bridge. I hope the information will come as soon as possible. And then AOB. Can I ask Mr. Prescott to say something about the Palace Museum?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the interest of transparency, I thought I'd better brief members up on the current situation on the consultation exercise. The consultation exercise finished on the 8th of March after a 2-week extension from the original time frame. We appointed an independent company, CSG, to carry out a detailed analysis of all of the information we gathered during that consultation period. They also undertook a survey, a public survey. They're now finalizing their report, but they have prepared some key findings, which we will be briefing the consultation panel this afternoon. When their final report is completed, we will, of course, make that fully public. And we're very happy to come and brief members. I understand it's down for the next meeting, but we can brief members at any time on the outcome of the consultation exercise. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll have the findings of the consultation. When will you come back to this joint committee? Ms. Tanya Chan. Just now, Mr. Prescott said that they will brief the panel, but he also said that there will be a final report. I'd like to ask when we will have the final report. Can it tie in with our next meeting date? I don't mind waiting if that's the case. After briefing the panel, I don't know whether there will be a press release, but we also like to seek an understanding. If you have been to the consultation, you would know how it was like. But anyway, I'd like to know the process. Dr. Helena Wong, or Dr. Helena Wong, is it that you had a question? Yes, Chairman. I wrote a letter to the joint subcommittee before. The consultation on the Palace Museum was very short-lived. I went there. I went to the City Gallery, but there was so scanty information given. The entire project was signed and endorsed and finalized or decided upon by Mrs. Carrie Lam. There was an unfair process. And I think it is now time for you to do some real consultation. I think we should conduct a public hearing here for all people who are concerned about the Palace Museum at WKCD, including construction, design, operation, expectations of the public, and every other aspect of it. I hope we can invite the stakeholders and other people who are concerned about it to come and listen to their views, so the WKCDA can also listen to them. I have been in contact with people from the cultural sector, and they would like to have this public hearing. I hope you can arrange that meeting. That is before the Palace Museum actually has a finalized design and also the financial arrangements. I hope the government and the WKCDA can listen to the public. You should try to engage the public. That's what we want to do. I think Mr. Prescott or the PS would like to say something.
First, yes, we'll probably have the final report in the next couple of weeks, so we're very happy to make that available publicly. In terms of the comments that the honourable member has just made, I think I must repeat what I said before. No decision has been taken on this project. The only decision has been that we should develop the project to the point where we can sign a collaborative agreement. The MOU is that. It doesn't do anything more. The board has to take a final decision. and the board has not yet taken that final decision. So I think it's important that there isn't any misunderstanding here, that things are already sorted out. There is a long way to go yet. And that actually is reflected in the nature of the information we could provide. We provided everything we had because it wasn't signed, sealed and delivered, and designed and completed. That's the point of doing early consultation. So I think it's very important that members of the public understand that distinction.
好，陳淑莊議員。
主席，如果 Ms. Tanya Chen, well, according to what Mr. Pescott said, if this is not final, if there is no final decision yet, if there is no contract signed yet, and if this is only at the MOU stage, then, if I remember correctly, but I don't have the information at hand, I think in December, when the before the Special House Committee, a paper was provided that the validity period of the MOU would be 6 months. And in fact, it can lapse, and neither party has to take responsibility. Does it mean, from what Mr. Pescott said, that before the June board meeting, you have to confirm it? Because the MOU was signed on the 30th of December by the then CS4A, Mrs. Carrie Lam, on behalf of the authority. Does it mean that before the 23rd of June, the board would have to decide whether to extend the MOU or to sign a contract? Therefore, we must let the public express views before that date, and they should come here and account for themselves. Mr. Leung Kwok Hong. I am concerned about the same thing. The MOU may lapse. The issue is now very complicated. Mrs. Carrie Lam has a double identity. She is the head of the authority. She was also an official, and she is the CE elect. So how should this be done? We need to ask the WKCDA, because Mrs. Carrie Lam will be the CE, and is it that what she did can be confirmed? Well, okay, understood. Let me ask the PS this. On the 13th of June, we're going to have a meeting, and the results of the consultation can be discussed at that meeting, right? Well, in the proposed agenda for the next meeting, that is indeed our proposal. Since we are going to have the meeting on the 13th of June, and by the time we should have the final report already, and we can come back to report to you. But if members would like to do it earlier, to discuss the report, we are quite happy to do it. Okay, I will take a look at the timetable. Today, we cannot discuss this topic. Is it that you still have things to say? Some members are proposing a public hearing. If we conduct a public hearing, will they attend? If they do not attend, it will be meaningless. Is it that my proposal will be implemented? We have to discuss it, said the chairman. That is, at the same meeting, we have the results of the consultation discussed. We should have the public attend and express views. Just now, Mr. Pescott said that the MOU signed by Mrs. Carrie Lam did not mean a final agreement. It is only an indication of interest. Then, at the public hearing, we should consult the public whether they support having the Palace Museum in Hong Kong. You said no decision has been made yet. But the consultation did not ask that question. I was there, and you did not ask the public whether they wanted the Palace Museum at WKCDA.
If that's the case, the public hearing on whether the West Kowloon Palace Museum should be built and the whole concept and building design, there should be an open platform for everybody to communicate. Regarding the West Kowloon Authority, the public hearing was conducted by them. that had touched on the issues Ms. Helena Wong raised. The public had expressed whether they support or not support the Palace Museum. Mr. Hescod will conduct a press conference in the afternoon and disclose. So in the 8 weeks of public consultation, they had collected all the different views, whether they support or not support this plan. So from our perspective, the public consultation is complete, and we're now just waiting for the comprehensive report, and the authority will have to come to a decision. Now, regarding LegCo, in our report, do you want to make it open to the public? That's your decision. Regarding the public consultation that already been completed on 8th of March, so our meeting time is already up, and our next meeting was 13th. Next meeting is 13th of June, Tuesday. We will discuss the Palace Museum public consultation result and the Pt2 progress update. Just now, the Permanent Secretary also said that the final report, when it's available, they can discuss that with us, and we will see whether we can convene another meeting before 13th of June and have further discussion. Because we already overrun, I cannot continue. We have to end here. Thank you, everybody.